Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting. And our topic today is how to achieve success in the gym business. And one of the things that I get an opportunity to do is to go into many facilities, whether they be, smaller boutiques or even, super large, athletic clubs and fitness operations. And what I want to talk about today are some of the things that we see that you have control over to help you have success in the gym business. And the key word here is you having control over. I want to talk about 8 tips, 8 things that we see that you can control to ensure your success in what you do every single day. So, number one on our list is know your why. Why are you doing this? And you hear us talk about this all the time, with the customer. When the customer comes in and the customer says, they want to lose weight, they want to get back into shape, and we'll ask them, hey, why is this important to you? And so when you look at your business, why is this important to you? Does it offer you freedom that you otherwise wouldn't have? Or what does it offer for you that makes this important? And you might even go a little bit deeper. If you had a chance to open this business again today, would you still do it? Start understanding why this is important to you and why you get up and want to do this every day. If we don't, well, we have a tendency to start focusing on the wrong things. So know your why. Number two, this is actually one when I owned my gyms, this was the major difference maker for me. This is what changed the course of action for everything that we did. And it's have a proven process for hiring and training. Have a proven process for onboarding. And I know when I owned my gyms, I was having some struggles with this and getting it done right. I had more turnover than I wanted. I find myself, constantly going through new hire training. And on my side of it, I scoured the country. I was calling owners and I was trying to find, hey, who's got this figured out? Who's doing this? And ultimately, we did find a group that was doing a superb job. They had minimal turnover. Most of their turnover was simply, when they decided they wanted to have it, not so much when the employee did. And so, get a process together. How are you going to onboard these folks? What you want to stay away from, it's that trying to figure out when in this one-on-one interview, can this person really do it? To me, that's a very hard thing to do. Not only for you, but it's a hard thing for the person sitting there. Well, yeah, they think they can do it. They may want to do it, but is it really a fit? And without going into a long explanation on this, kind of concise here, what we ended up doing is we were doing regular recruitings and not really hirings, but we were inviting people in, as many as 10, 11, 12, 15 people to a training session. And these folks were not hired. We pay them, a minimum wage to attend the training, and it's going to be maybe 4, 5, 6 hours a day. We do it Monday through Thursday. And during this, Monday through Thursday training session, we would train, the core basics of this business. We'd train enough that when a person got out of this, they could step in and they could be effective, in the sales process. And what would happen during this time is a lot of these folks, they'd weed us out, right? They'd quit showing up because they decided, well, hey, this is more work than they thought it would be or wasn't really a fit for them. And then we would weed other people out as well. And so by the time this training class was done, we had these 10 to 15 people. We might have 3 or 4 or whatever folks that they'd passed the test, so to speak. They'd passed the interview process. And now we had 3 or 4 really good people who knew how to take a phone inquiry, knew how to follow up, knew how to confirm an appointment, knew how to take a tour, how to give a membership presentation, how to get referrals, how to make a corporate presentation. They knew how to do all this. So when they stepped in, really, they started having success almost from day one. And so this worked and worked well. And other things that kind of came from this is, we involved our managers in the training process. So we also taught our managers how to train. when the managers were out of the gym. Now we had assistant managers that now were being held accountable to manage and to produce new sales. So a lot came from this. And again, I know for me in my company, when I owned my clubs, this was the single biggest thing that we did that really made the biggest difference for long-term success. So, get yourself a proven process for hiring and training. Number three, acknowledge that criticism is just part of this. Okay, criticism is part of being in business. It's part of gaining attention. Because one of the secrets, to a lot of what we do is we have to attract attention to ourselves, and the more attention that you attract, the more criticism you're going to get. Accept that it's part of it. I tell salespeople all the time that if you're following up, if you're asking for the sale, you're bound to get somebody who feels like maybe you overstepped that boundary. And in a manner of speaking, not that we're trying to do something intentional here, but in a manner of speaking, if you're not getting any kind of criticism, it probably means you're not attracting enough attention to yourself. So when you get it, look at it as part of the program, look at it as a way to learn, and it'll help make you much better in what you do. If we try to avoid it, if you try to avoid criticism, you'll never do anything. You'll never write an article, you'll never do a video, you'll never do a speaking engagement. For that matter, you may never even want to talk to a customer, okay? So acknowledge that criticism is just going to be part of it. Number 4 on our list is be a good student. And no matter what level you're at of this, be a student of what you do. Be a student of sales, be a student of the industry, a student of fitness, a student of your business. Make it a point to continually be learning. There's so many resources out there to help you do this. Even our YouTube channel, if you found this video, of course, we have, I think, over 600 and some videos by now. The lion's share of them are training videos teaching you how to do this. Listen to one a day and make that a discussion point for your gym on things that you can do to get better. But be a student. Never stop learning would be my biggest message here, because as soon as you do, you're going to become stagnant and you're going to start to go backwards. Number 5, always leave yourself some wiggle room on what you do. And so if you're an owner, you're in sales, you're a manager, one of the things that I see in going into so many facilities is we'll put together a budget, or we'll put together a plan. We'll put together, hey, here's how we're going to do this. And it's designed for 100% effectiveness. And what I want to suggest here is leave yourself some wiggle room. Put a plan together. Make sure you're in a situation whereby, hey, if I hit 80% of this, I can still have success. If I hit 80%, I can still be profitable. If I hit 80%, I can still do this. Doesn't mean you're not trying to do everything you can, but you don't want to have a plan that requires perfection for you to do this. As many of y'all have heard me say, the best people in this industry, they're the ones that are great at plan B. And that's just the reality of it. You're going to need a plan B. Nothing's going to work perfectly. So always leave yourself some wiggle room on every single thing you do, whether you're doing a new lease as a gym owner, whether you're making follow-up calls and you're trying to make sales as a manager or a gym salesperson. Number 6 on our list is know your unique selling position. And this is one that far too many people don't know the answer to this. I was on a call the other day with a gym owner, and I said, okay, what makes you different? What are you doing that's so different than what everybody else is doing? And he paused and he said, well, that's a good question. And he didn't really have an answer for that. And so think about this. What truly makes you different? What are you doing in your marketplace that nobody else is doing? And really sit down and give this some thought. Most folks have really not done this, but when you do this, it takes away price. Because if the customer is going to perceive you like everybody else, or if indeed you are like everybody else, it's going to come down to price. That's not where you want it to come down to. You want it to come down to value and solving customers' problems and providing solutions and differentiation. So what is your unique selling position? What are you doing in your marketplace that nobody else is doing? Number 7, avoid success apathy. This is my term for complacency. Complacency, I think, is one of the greatest killers of business. One of the greatest killers of all time, I think. And more often than not, when it happens is when you start to do well. Things are going pretty good. I know right now, as we're doing this video, there's a lot of gyms that are doing pretty well through some challenging times, and you can already see some complacency kind of sneaking back in there, and we have to kind of pull out of this. Avoid success apathy. And what I mean by that is, just because we've had success in the past doesn't guarantee success in the future. We have to stay disciplined, we have to stay focused, and we have to stay true to the fundamentals of this business. And I would say right now, more than ever, the fundamentals of this business and your key performance indicators and all the things that go with that, they're more important now than ever. So let's make sure complacency does not work its way in. Let's don't start taking things for granted. What got you there is what's going to keep you there. And then last on our list is follow success. And I don't necessarily mean, just in the fitness industry, but all businesses, companies that are having success, follow them, watch them, see what they do. How do they handle things? How can you take some of that back and use it in how you run your operation? And not only in terms of following success, I would even put the kind of the people in there, making sure that you're associating with, people that are trying to achieve, great things, people that are high achievers that want to do things. Stay away from these naysayers, join, networking groups that are entrepreneurs or people of this nature. It does not have to be necessarily in the fitness industry. There's an awful lot you can do and an awful lot you can learn simply by following success of other businesses and other people, and take that and how can you bring that to your business? Because part of this too, we don't have it on this particular list, but one of the other things too that can really make a difference in your success is innovation and being different. What are you doing different in the marketplace, to expand and to grow your business? So folks, my name is Jim Thomas. My company's Fitness Management and Consulting. Hey, if you enjoy the content that we bring to you, hey, we'd appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, if you'd hit that like button, and even share it if you have associates and friends that may like this. This helps us, spread our message. There's a lot of gym owners out there that really need some help at this time. It's so easy for so many folks to become isolated. What I want to be, for folks, these independent gym owners and folks like this is, I want to be that sounding board. I want to be that resource center, that mentor, that trusted partner, if you will, to help them maybe save their business and certainly long-term take that business, to that next level. So folks, my name is Jim Thomas. I hope you have a great day.